please take your seats, everybody. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our October General Meeting. I'm your Commodore, Jim Nagashima. Thank you for attending this meeting. We are recording this meeting thanks to Peter and posting it on YouTube for later viewing. As you know, this is a special meeting tonight. We're going to hear all the speeches from the candidates for flag and board. So I am going to keep initial reports short and make some shortcuts so that we'll have time for our speakers. Okay, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Staff Commodore Bruce Miller, can you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to take a shortcut as far as introductions, so I would say now, if you are a current flag officer, board member, director, or a chairperson, or appointed officer, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service. Well, that was good. Maybe need to do it more often, right? Next on the agenda will be a short Commodore's report. I'd like to turn it over to me, please. Thank you. Welcome to our October meeting. I'd like to tell you that our club continues to grow in membership and in finances. With tonight's new members, we will have 206 new memberships. So that translates into about 400 members in all of our categories. So this is due to the hard work of our membership team and everybody else to create a fun activity of programs that everybody can enjoy. Financially, we are very strong, stronger than ever, and in part because of the increase of membership, and also due to the strong support of all the events at our club. Year to date, we are nearly $50,000 ahead of our annual budget.
Yay!
And in all of our bank accounts, we have over $160,000. So we have more than enough to meet our operational needs, and then some.
Jim, ring the bell.
On his behalf.
I'll have the treasurer ring the bell. How's that? All right, next item, food program. I am very pleased and honored to announce that we have a new chef and food manager starting this month. His name is George Richards. He couldn't be here tonight, but he was the head chef at the Oceanside Yacht Club. And he has a fantastic repertoire of dishes and excellent reputation for high quality and very tasty food. So he will be adding more selections to Friday night dinners, and he will also be serving a Sunday brunch once a month, and we're bringing that back. And also, he'll be cooking eventually on Saturday nights and for all of our events. So, yeah. So, I recognized several months ago that the food program needed an overhaul, so we searched high and low. We finally found this guy. He's got an excellent reputation. He's worked at the yacht club. He's going to be in charge of ordering all the food, inventory, and cost control. So you're going to see some dramatic changes in the next coming months. As you may have seen for Friday night dinner, there are 3 entree choices now instead of just 1, right? Including the vegan option. So I think you'll be pleased, and he's got some great ideas. And eventually we may be able to move into more of increasing the dining hours and more of a order off the menu type of operation. But we're starting slow right now. We're keeping the same system, but we're just increasing the options. Okay, the Facilities Committee has been hard at work to make improvements to your club. With board approval, we are looking at the installation of gas heaters on our patio in the fourth quarter of this year. So these gas heaters are restaurant quality and will eliminate these portable propane heaters that we have now. And they will provide even heat across the board. And they're infrared, so they heat the people and the tables, not the air. And they'll be a lot safer. So now we'll have a patio that's usable all year round. I'd like to talk about club expansion. With the approval of the board, I just signed a lease agreement for a 530 square foot office in the back of our club. It's underneath our patio. This space will give us much needed room for expansion. And it'll be used for offices and a meeting room for small events. So if everything works out well and the city council approves it, we will move in November. It'll free up our space downstairs lounge. We're gonna reimagine that. And we are gonna be canceling our storage unit offsite and bringing all that storage into our premises, so it's a lot easier. All right. So it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to get this space, which is right under our patio. So the board decided, let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut my other stuff short and I'm gonna bring Dave Booker up to make a presentation on several important projects. Oh, what happened to my?
What happened to you? I didn't do it.
It went to sleep.
Have your battery. Wake it up. All right, I wanna, for those that know me, I have put on my other badge tonight. So I'm really active in the Marina Boat Owners Association. So Joan asked me to talk about some of the buildings that's going on. I will do that. But I wanted to also plug the Long Beach Marina Boat Owners Association and encourage you to respond to the email you're gonna get from the Long Beach Marina folks that includes the annual renewal or membership for the Boat Owners Association. This is the best $20. You're gonna get so much return on the $20 when you join the Boat Owners Association. And I wanna encourage you to do that because this is all about trying to organize to become a political entity so that we can control the quality of the marina itself, how they treat us, how the city treats us. All right, well, we can see that now. Okay. So we're gonna plug the Boat Owners Association. You should get an email from the Marina office. In it will be how you go and join the Marina Boat Owners Association. I'm gonna talk about what that is. Okay, let's go to the next slide. 1, 2, 3. I can't see that. There you go. So I don't know how many of you know that the Marina Boat Owners Association is responsible for a lot of things in the last 3 or 4 years, where the folks in the city offices wanted to take advantage of some of the properties that we kind of take for granted. They hired, remember the tear down the breakwater event? All right, there you go. What happened to that? Well, I'll tell you what happened to that. Yeah, who killed it? Okay, the boat. What happened after that? Well, we're going to build kelp fields out here because it would be really cool to turn the entire East Bay into a marine ecosystem restoration effort so that we could claim success in all of those. Anyway, so what happened to that? All right, so, okay, now, did you remember that we were going to get parking meters out here in the parking lot where you guys parked tonight? All right, what happened to that? Okay, well, now, how the hell did all that happen?
Boat owners!
Thank you very much. All right, now, one of the nuances here, just so you guys know, we've been working with the Marina Department managers. And it's kind of interesting because the nuance that you probably don't know is the marina officers actually are really on our side on just about everything. But we have folks downtown who look at this as a property, a resource that they can do something successful to further their career in the short term, and then walk away from it. So that's how politics works. So we need you to spend $20 with the Marina Boat Owners Association, and you're gonna do that, okay? And then also when you're walking up and down, tell the rest of the folks on your dock, your gangway, that they should join the goddamn Boat Owners Association. So some of the other things that's going on that you guys don't know about that I do. If you're in Shoreline, how many folks here were in Shoreline? How many Shoreline boats we got? All right. So you guys may not know this, but the city has spent a whole lot of money trying to put cameras in there to solve the security issue down there, or at least help with the security issue. But they're really sensitive to that stuff. Now, how many people know here that when the power plant shut down, what the hell's going to happen to the water quality in this marina?
I do.
I know you do. All right, so just so you know, the marina office is convincing the finance department downtown that they need to come up with $25 million to replace the pumps that the power plants are currently doing, and then they can maintain the water circulation in this marina so that we continue to turn the water over in 3 days instead of 12. Now, if we get to 12 days, the Mother's Beach up there probably isn't going to be used for swimming anymore. And for those that have copper bottom paint, you're probably going to be told you can't do that anymore. All right? So the marina offices are very sensitive to this stuff, and they're working with us to do to do the right thing for the boat owners. Right? They're very sensitive. We're their customer. They really support the Boat Owners Association because it's kind of like us in the marina, and you got the guys downtown. They got whole different ideas. All right, got that. All right, but we're not done yet.
Sorry.
All right, so the other thing going on, as you may or may not know, the city got with the Coastal Commission to develop a big plan called the CDIP, and they basically laid a bunch of zoning and restriction stuff that they can develop without going back to the Coastal Commission, which is nobody wants to go to the Coastal Commission. It's a pain in the butt. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. But anyway, so what's going on here? Up on this screen here, you're going to see this is all the development that you would expect to see in the next 2 years adjacent to this particular building. So immediately across the street, that building, that's an office building that's kind of low-key, kind of, like 70s kind of architecture. We used to have some financial guys in it. It's called Congressional Place. That's getting replaced. Over here, where the old Whole Foods was, that's getting replaced. And over there across the street where the pumpkin patch is, actually, the pumpkin patch is getting replaced, but across on the other side of it, there's 3 office buildings. That's getting replaced, and all of that is going to be replaced by apartments. All right, which one I got here now? Yeah, I have to look over your shoulder here. Congressional. All right, so this is Omni Development. And actually, all the developers we talked to, and we invited the board of directors, by the way, so your board of directors knows this. And let's see, can I read that if I do it that way? Anyway, so I want you to, they're really nice, but how many, Congressional is what, 300, how many units are? 381? 281. All right, and these are going to be high-end kind of stuff, except these guys are going to have a few affordable apartments in there for lots of stuff. Which one is this one?
North side of Pumpkin Patch.
Oh, this is the Pumpkin Patch. This is on the other side of PCH, north side of PCH, at Studebaker.
390 units.
How many? 390 units. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, this is the Marina Shores. This is where, remember where Whole Foods used to be? You got Chronic Taco, Mimi's there. All right, so how many, what does that number say?
670.
670. These are all 5-story buildings. They all have parking for we're talking about parking. They all have parking for their tenants, okay, but there's an issue with that. We'll get to it. Next. All right, so there you go. How many apartments we're going to have? 1,341 apartments, and how many yards is that? That's about what, 800 yards?
Where are they going to park?
Okay, that's a good question. Let me see, what are we going to do? All right, so we have traffic, and do you think that's going to add any traffic congestion to Studebaker, Marina, and PCH? Alright, what do you think we had to figure that out? Anyway, and then the other issue, I'll be honest and tell you that, this is where Joan and Dave and sometimes Rich get really involved in trying to figure this out. But there's actually, each of those apartment complexes has enough parking for their tenants. Except that the city has decided to, I'm gonna use the word unbundle. What does unbundle mean? It means that instead of pricing the apartment with a parking in it, it's a la carte, so you don't have to pay for a parking spot for your car when you rent the apartment. So, given that choice, what are people gonna do when they look across the street? Yeah, there you go. So anyway, I'm about done, but we have more to do here tonight. When you get that invitation to go join the Boat Owners Association, please take the time, read it carefully, and send in your $20. And thank you very much. We'll be back.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Dave will be passing out pitchforks and torches later on. All right, it's time to bring up our membership chair, Rwanda Tucker, who will present 2 new members.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. I don't think I've ever seen this place so packed. Wonderful. I love it. Anyway, I'll get on with my business. First of all, I wanted to make a couple comments. One of them is Stephen Remery, by any chance? Is Stephen here? Hi, Stephen. All right, Stephen, I wanted to at least let you know that we all appreciate your articles that you're putting in the Sun newspaper over in Sandy. He's been very good to us, and he's been putting these articles and pictures, and gosh, it's really brought in a lot of our lovely members. So anyways, thank you, Steve. Okay? The other thing I wanted to say is that we're having another band and burger bash Sunday on October 16th. You folks have asked for some Sunday events, and so here we go. We're going to have a band, and we're having burgers, and it'll be from 12 noon until 4 o'clock on Sunday. That's a week from this coming Sunday. So please sign up. Diana is back there, and she can answer any questions that you might have, and she's leading that. So that's taken care of. Now, I'd like to bring up our new member, and this is our only member this month. That's why we need your help on the 16th. Our only member this month, new member, is Jerry Roberts. So Jerry, would you please come up here? Jerry is the star of our show tonight because she's the only one for this month. However, I haven't forgotten you guys over there. So Jerry, would you tell us a little bit what you'd like to do and how you found out about the yacht club and what you want to do now that you're a member?
Sure. I spend most of my time on a golf course or a pickleball court. And the one thing that's been missing has been... Is this better?
Yes.
Oh, okay, let me start over. Okay, I spend most of my time on a golf course or a pickleball court, but the one thing that's been missing from my life is getting back on a sailboat, because that's something my father and I used to do for many years, sailing regattas and going to Catalina on his 34-foot Catalina, and I do miss it, and so that's why I was brought to this club. But if it weren't for Rwanda and her welcoming phone call to me, I don't know. She's just amazing. And my goal, if you ask that question, my goal is just to get on a boat. And I'm gonna be honest, I need to refresh myself on the skills for sailing. It's been a while. I was in the Oasis Club in Newport Beach for a couple years, but I need to brush up on those skills, and hopefully someday I'll be back on the sailboat.
Jerry would like to volunteer on the committee boat. So Troy is very good about taking the committee boat out for our races and so forth. So we need to speak to Troy and also to Joe Yates and Beth. So we can all welcome you on the committee boat also. So anyway, stay up here, honey. All right? So thank you, Jerry. Next, we'd like to have this member and joined last month, but because they had that sea thing, you know, the sea thing that's going around, then they couldn't make it to our general meeting. So if you would come up, Rob and Leanne Clark, please. Okay, and it sounds like on your application that you were already members here some time ago. What year was that?
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Leanne, and this is my husband, Rob. Currently, I'm a teacher for Long Beach Unified, but I've decided to retire this year. And yes, we were members here back in the 80s, and we had a sailboat, and we did a lot of racing. And then we got busy with raising our kids, and now we've decided to come back.
Yeah, I am Rob Clark, and we're also members of the Seal Beach Lions Club, and I hear that there's a few of them in here. Really nice to be here, and this room was just built and not put together at all when we decided to have kids and take off and do motorhomes and things. But yeah, it's really developed, and it's I guess what goes around comes around, and we're really happy to be back here and appreciate it. Oh yeah, and we're the first name on one of the perpetual trophies over there in the But anyway.
And what was that perpetual trophy?
Yeah, don't ask me that stuff. It's the big one over there. Yeah, it was a Catalina 27, and back then in the 80s and early 90s, we had a huge fleet of Catalina 27s. We did the Nationals here. We hosted that. It was the most fun that we've ever had. And just looking back, but we not only raced all every week, but then of course the cruising and the crews were just these folks. You're one of them, right? So it was wonderful, and we're glad to be back.
Have a camera?
Somebody have a camera? Why don't members stand in front of the podium?
Welcome. Thank you.
One, two, three.
Great, thank you.
Oh, Rwanda.
I always forget
All right, at this time, I'd like to call up our Seabells chairperson, Andrea, who's going to tell us about Seabells. Oh, additional food is here. So if you didn't get your taco, you can go up and get your taco and eat while we're talking. We won't be offended.
Hello. I would like to recognize Barbara Eric. I saw her earlier. Is she here? Yes. Barbara, where are you? Stand up, please. Where's Barbara? I don't see her. You guys see her? There she is. Okay. My co-chair for the Seabells. want to recognize her. We are going to, I'm going to mention just what we've been doing and what's coming up. September 14th, we went to Rancho Los Alamitos, and Barbara was our docent, and we had a wonderful time walking the grounds for 2.5 hours, and it's a magnificent property, and it's just right here nearby. September 28th, we had our fabulous sip and dip at Mardell's house, and swimming, water aerobics with Brenda Frazier, food, drinks, friends. It was great, great fun. And I want to mention to the new members that all women are automatically members of Seabells, and now that you're retired, you're going to have lots of time to join our Seabells events. So coming up October 18th, we are having a special event hosted by Joan Palongo. It's do good and have fun. Brass rubbing, English tea, and tour at St. Luke's Episcopal in Long Beach, and there will be a donation box downstairs. So that the flyers are on the table to describe all the kinds of things we can donate, and we get points for Club of the Year, so everybody can contribute to that. October 22nd, we're going to the Los Alamitos horse races, and Mardell will be giving more information on that, more details, and the flyers are also on the table. October 26th, we're having a costume potluck at Laura Ellsworth's house, and another flyer on the table. Lots of flyers. Thank you, Mary. Okay, and then just briefly, coming up for the rest of the year. November 11, the Veterans Dinner is hosted by Staff Commodore Laura Ellsworth. And November 13, the Doggy Parade, hosted by Laura Ellsworth, which will be outdoors right here at the club with a red carpet for your dogs. And November 16, Whale Watching, hosted by Lily Green. November 30th, our last event of the year, a luncheon at Buon Gusto, hosted by our own Mary Dominic. Be sure to keep an eye on the scuttlebutt for details and upcoming flyers. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. So at this time, I'd like to call up our Vice Commodore Mike McCarthy, who's going to tell you what's happening around the house.
Thank you, Commodore. September was filled with many ups and downs, but mostly it was a very active and, well, this isn't working. Active and successful time at the club. Some great parties highlighted the month, including the Outlaw Regatta Party, Sgt. Pepper Beatles Party, and the Hawaii Party. All were well attended by club members and their guests. Monday Night Football returned and has attracted great crowds each week. In addition, as Jim reported, we hired a new food manager and chef, George Richards, who you'll meet on Friday if you sign up for Friday night dinner, and I hope you do. I hope it's a really good turnout. George is preparing several entree choices for Fridays throughout the month, and I'll get into them in a few minutes. We also signed the lease for the Allen Andrews office space beneath our patio, and should be able to begin utilizing it once the lease has been approved by the city. Attendance for Friday night dinners has been up and down again in September, and the major club parties, coupled with the return of football, have probably had a significant impact on the turnout some weeks. On several weekends, we had something going on at the club every night from Thursday to Monday. And unfortunately, while it's some of the same people, it's a lot of different people, but it's some of the same people. And after 5 nights, they might not want to be here every night. So it has impacts. Anyway, we're continuing to commit to doing all these things, and hopefully we'll get additional members to show up. The menu for the upcoming Friday night dinners, has been discussed with George Richards, and he's, as Jim mentioned, he's going to offer several different entrees each week. So coming up on this Friday, we have prime rib, or chicken with prosciutto and cheese, or chickpeas and kale. On the 14th, we have pork chop with caper sauce, chicken supreme, or cheese and almond stuffed zucchini. 21st, salmon and lemon, Polynesian chicken, or Italian stuffed portobellos. And finally, on the 28th, London broil or ranch pork chops, or apple onion cheese gratin. All of these are kind of foreign to me, I'll have to admit. Anyway, Saturdays and Sundays will continue to be busy in October with the Country Hustle Party hosted by Brenda and Fraser on the 8th, this coming Saturday, followed by the Oktoberfest party on the 15th by Eric, and the Halloween party hosted by Jan to close out the month on the 29th. The private party is scheduled for the 22nd. Debbie, you want to come up and give us a little more details on all these events coming up?
You're already here? Okay, I'm gonna make it really short because we've got a lot of stuff going on. I just want to give you, we had that Beatles party, which was coming in. It was fantastic. We had over 100 people there. Great costumes, great band, and it was fantastic. Brenda's gonna quickly talk about her hustle.
Cowboy hustle. It's a country line dancing. So this Saturday, my husband Fraser and I, along with our friends Barbara Sue and Glenn and Lou and John, who are new members, we are making a southwestern meal. We're having cowboy caviar and Southwest salad and chicken enchiladas, both red and white. And Diana's making her cute little yummy cowboy cupcakes. We have a line dancer coming in to instruct us how to line dance. So if anybody wants to learn how, from 7 to 8. Then after that, we're playing country music so we can all dance. It's $20 per person, so please sign up by the end of day Thursday so I know what to buy for groceries. And we're super excited, so wear your cowboy hat and boots.
Thank you, Brenda. And the ladies who are new members, we have fantastic parties that are planned all year. And if you want to do a party, just let me know and we'll schedule it and figure out what we can do. So we want to encourage you guys to participate. Okay, now we have, really quickly, we have Oktoberfest. Eric wanted to speak on it, and we're gonna make it really short and sweet.
Won't be so sweet.
Thank you. Oktoberfest is the third year I've done it. I enjoy doing it. But what I really need from you guys, there's a flyer out there, and you can see it on the internet. I need you guys to sign up by Thursday evening so that I know how many sausages to bring, and also bratwurst. Everything else I can figure out without help. But I need all the men with sausages. Let me know you're coming.
Oh, bingo.
Eric, does that include your sausage?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Let them know it's bingo.
Oh, also after Oktoberfest, we have bingo night, which Jim and Robbie host, and it's so much fun if you like bingo. I mean, I love it. And you win money. Which is great. Okay, she already talked about the Burger Bash, live music, so I won't go into that. We have a Halloween party that's coming up. Jan asked me to just get a quick plug on it. Costume contest, it's gonna be the 29th, 6 o'clock is dinner,
And look into your scuttlebutt, it has all the list of everything, and there's a flyer on your table to learn more about it. And then I want to give a quick plug for our Thanksgiving cruise. Diana, is there any more room?
Yes.
Okay. Diana and Troy do the Thanksgiving cruise. It's a day after Thanksgiving. I've done it. It is so much fun. The camaraderie with our members. You have to experience to know what I'm talking about. So anyway, we're looking forward to this. And again, if you need to look at your scuttlebutt, you need to look at your information on the table to learn about the parties. And if you have any questions, again, I'm Debbie Bachman. I could not do this without my husband, Dave. Dave. I couldn't have done the Neal's party without him. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Debbie. Real quick, our signing of the lease for the additional space vacated by Alan Andrews was kind of the big news of the month. Facilities Development Committee has met and are actively planning how best to utilize the new space and be ready for when the lease is approved by the city. Last but not least, Ship Store. Cindy? Where are you? There you go. We have a report for the Ship Store. And it's all good, I might add. So get your wallets out right now.
Oh, fashion show.
I'll make this very quick.
Closer.
The Ship Store is having a customize your vest or hoodie special going on right now. You have to pre-order it by November 3rd. That's why I wanted to talk about it right now. So you can put your name, your boat name, and the vests are $55, $8 for personalization, and the hoodies are $40 and you can personalize for $8. Name, your crew name, your boat name, whatever you want to do.
Commodore, that's my report, and turn it back over to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Those would be great gifts. I would appreciate it.
What do you want? What's your size?
Either one. All right, I'd like to bring up to the mic Rear Commodore Sally Cohen, who's going to let you know what's going on the water.
Wow, it's wonderful to see all of you here. What do we have, about 90 people? Great. We've had a busy year, and it's been just a challenge, but it's been a whole lot of fun too.
Yes.
Our Pop Tops is now completed for this year, and our race chair, Bob Hubbard, is working on the 2023 race schedule. And believe me, we couldn't have done Pop Tops without all of you, many people in this room, helping on our race, on the races themselves, on the committee boat, loaning your boats out for the committee boat, and there's just, I bet there's 70 people who did hamburgers and a lot of other stuff. But right now, I'd like to call up Tony Stroud. Where are you?
Okay, finish line. Come on up.
Woo! Finish line!
It definitely takes a village, and we all cover for each other. So this is all the people that worked finish line this year, and we want to give them all a big thank you. one. Okay. Here we go. Come on. There you go.
I like it.
You're welcome.
All right, finish line.
All right.
Come on, get in the picture. Come on.
You're not looking at me, I'm just gonna stand up.
There you go. Come on. Just a lot of people.
She doesn't belong here.
I asked her and she said, yeah, she invited me.
Those hats on, keep those hats on. You know, and as I said, I think the mic is off. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to whisper into you. And anyway, as I said, finish line is one part of our race program, and everybody did a fabulous job. You know, during COVID, we were one of the few clubs that got in there and kept races going. Let's have a hand for the whole program. Okay, now I have a new announcement. Commodore Splash, are you here? Aha! We do have a person who did show up for this, and now the mystery will be revealed.
Just for the few of you that don't know, my job as Commodore Splash is to recognize people that can teach us a little something so that we don't make the same stupid mistake. I shouldn't say stupid, my mother would really hate that. First of all, I want to know if Stacy Bobson is here. I don't think so. Okay, then I can set that aside. Okay, early in the year, we had an epic battle between some crazy animal that was flying around and one of our club members. It actually had something to do with Brenda Scott and a piñata. Would you like to come on up? I have been holding this award for almost 6 months, and she has avoided me like a plague. But now she's here.
Good job, Brenda.
Would you like to tell people about it? Because I only know a little of the details.
Well, for those of you who know me, I'm a little competitive. Right, Debbie? Right? So, Kim said there is a Commodore outside and it has $1,700 worth of prizes. I'm thinking, oh, cool, I'm gonna get some prizes. So, the competitive person that I am out there and the guys are hitting the piñata. And finally, the piñata broke and I see $100 bills. And I tried to collect as many $100 bills as I could. I skipped the alcohol, believe it or not, and went for the $100 bills. And so I got 3 $100 bills. I'm like, wow, that's pretty exciting. So I went to
$10 party.
So I went to the Wells Fargo Bank that I used to work at, and I had 2 $100 bills in my wallet, plus the 3 that I won. And I went up to the teller and I said, I'd like to deposit my $100 bills into my checking account. And she said, 2 of these are real and 3 are counterfeit. I said, which 3 are counterfeit? And she goes, the one that says, do not copy. I said, but it has the purple line like the real one. And she's like, no, they're counterfeit. Where did you get them? And I said, I'm not sure, but it was from a piñata, and I'm not sure who stuffed it. And so I texted my friend Kim, and I said, Kim, please alert the Seal Beach Yacht Club that these are counterfeits and you could go to jail. So thankfully, they would not give me my counterfeit $100 bills back, but luckily the FBI didn't come and catch me. And, I've been trying to avoid the Tuesday night meetings because I knew this was going to come my way. It's the stupidest human trick ever. And it's not because I'm blonde, it's just because I'm very competitive and I thought I won $300.
I was never going to mention the blonde part. But I have to tell you, I am required to turn this over to the Secret Service. And here is a Funny Money Award. These are probably a little less realistic than the ones you got in the pinata. But, you know, you really need to look for that little red line in there.
Wonderful. Whoops. I guess I need this microphone, okay? Anyway, Tony Stroud, thank you for keeping our finish line organized, and you guys did so much. And everybody participates and helps. That's the key. So I want to bring up Mardell Gardner, please.
We're coming to an end of our cruise season. It's been an awesome season. We have 2 more to go. One is the night at the races on October 22nd. The club is rented. We're gonna look at a different kind of horsepower, make bets. I have the whole terrace at the finish line reserved, so sign up online. So it should be fun to watch another horse. And thanks to the 2 Thanksgiving cruises is the Royal Caribbean. And then also I have the dock, if you're not going on that, at Cabrillo Reserve, and they will be cooking us a full Thanksgiving dinner. I wanted to give you some highlights of the cruise season. I've had over 450 registrations that attended cruises this year. We've visited over 15 reciprocal yacht clubs that graciously opened their slips and hospitality to us. That saved our boat owners over $25,000 a year in slip reciprocals if we would have had to pay overnight. It takes a lot of people. I had 28 hosts through the whole year that made this look very easy and provided a lot of fun. So I have something to give to them. As I call your name, please come up. You get the little Seal Beach Super Cruiser Virgie to hang on your boat. So, I want to thank Diana and Robin, Troy and Rick for Spring Fling, Dan Davia for the Spring Golf Tournament. Come up as I call your name, please. For Memorial Day, we had Howley, Dreamweaver, Willie Joneson, Rod Squad, Salty Dog, and Cheers. So that's Tony Gordon, Cindy Bob, Lisa Dave, Rod Sherrill, Karen Corey, Mardell and Ron, we're up here. LA Yacht Club, Heart's Desire with Debbie and Dave. Island in the Sun, Peggy and Ed, One Flag per Boat. The Long Cruise, Panchita, Joan and Ted, unfortunately they're not here. Marina Del Rey, thank you Dawn and Hugh, Colleen and Ed. Avalon Golf is Bob Schweitzer. And thank you to my land captain. This was the first year that we had hotels and houses at Avalon for all the non-boat owners, and that goes to Laura Ellsworth for arranging all the land. Thank you. Don't miss the last 2 cruises, October, November, and I'll see you next year.
And Mardell Gardner, let's have I get real close to it, it's fine. Okay, I just want to mention a couple other things that we did. Lori Merrill, are you around here? I saw you down here. How many of you went to the Hawaii party? We had close to 100 people there, and those dancers were so much fun. I haven't done the hula in a long time. And I wanted to go to Hawaii with Don, and I know Don's sitting back there kind of smiling. There you are. But I appreciated so much the efforts that Lori made with her whole family. And thank you to everyone who helped clean up afterwards. So I thought it was very important to thank everybody. Now, the next thing we're doing, we're going to have a couple cars and some maybe bikers and a few maybe just walkers at our wonderful Seal Beach Christmas Parade on December 2nd. And I'm just starting to work on that. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Gosh, it's just amazing how fast the year has gone. Thank you for electing me as your rear Commodore. Yeah.
Thank you, Sal. All right, now we've come to the part of the program that you all have been waiting for. So I'd like to bring up Joe Yates, the chair of our nominating committee, who will introduce the candidates to your next year's leadership team.
Thank you, Jim.
You want me to move the sponge?
Yeah, not quite sure what the sponge is. What else is there? Seal Beach Yacht Club is governed by the decisions of a board whose positions include 8 elected directors, 3 elected flag officers, and 1 junior staff commodore. These positions are filled by members who wish to participate in the club's leadership. This club is fortunate to have so many members willing to contribute their time and talents to keep it going and keep it growing. Each year, our nominating committee works hard to interview potential candidates. We then put together a list of all eligible candidates and invite them to give a brief presentation to the membership at the October meeting. We want to thank all of you who came out tonight to hear from those that will be chosen in November to lead the club in 2023. We'll start with the candidates running for the board. There will be 4 directors chosen at November's election. I'll introduce each candidate in alphabetical order. First up is Todd Beebe. Todd.
Thank you, Joe. I'm Todd Beebe. My wife Marilyn is back there in the red. I never would have guessed that more people would show up when the agenda says 10 or 15 extra speeches. I think it says something about the interest of the club and all of our shared interest in making the club healthy and happy and successful going forward. I've been with the club since 2018. I started sailing in 1977, and then kids came along. And sailing became replaced with Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts and softball and band until I finally bought our boat for my 60th birthday. I'm still working full-time as a trial lawyer specializing in business litigation. That means I've been around a lot of different kinds of businesses with a special expertise in when things go wrong. Hopefully that's not a skill we need very often. But think of it like the fire extinguisher in your boat. You don't need it until you do, but then you really do. Mostly, I think I've learned to ask questions. We're talking about the space downstairs. I'd be interested in asking what would add value to the members? What would you like to see downstairs? I'd be interested in asking what can we do with the sail training program? Do we have adult members who would like to work on their skills, and especially work on their skills without their spouse breathing down their neck. You know, if we could get a 20 or 25-foot keelboat for training for adult members, would that be of value to a lot of our members? Are there other training things that would be of value? Can we make the ship store more accessible? Can we get things at the ship store from the bar? They're handling money for us, we're paying them already. Is there a way to make that work? And maybe some of these are ideas that have been thought of for years and they don't work for good reasons, but maybe some of them would. That's the short version. I'm happy to talk to anybody after.
Thank you, Todd. Next up is Ed Sumil. Ed?
Hey everybody, I'm Ed Camille. Sorry, Ed. It's okay, a lot of people mispronounce it and that's okay. It actually is a flour used in beer making and I think that's pretty appropriate. Many of you might know me as the Haka guy. You probably know I like to have a lot of fun. I like to keep the parties going here. I've been a member only about a year, but I do find myself jumping into things and doing as much as I possibly can. We hosted the island event, we did dinner last night, you know, and every other kind of thing we can stick our nose in, we try to. And I gotta thank my great wife for helping out with all that stuff. You know, I'm the face and she's the brains, so. Anyway, so a little bit of me. I was a software engineer for 30 years. I did special effects in Hollywood for a little while, and then I went to the medical industry, which paid a lot more. And so I retired from that just recently, got myself a boat, and we decided to join the yacht club. One of the things that during my career was we did a lot of startups. I was involved in quite a few startups, small businesses. We had to make financial decisions that were awfully tough, so I learned how to do that. We had to face legal issues that were awfully tough, learned how to do that. There's government regulations I had to deal with, that was awful tough, got through that. Anyway, so I think I'm pretty qualified to handle those kinds of situations. As far as boating, I've learned how to water ski when I was 13. Can't do it anymore, but it was fun. Had a 21-foot Sea Ray that I just completely wore out. It was pretty much a pile of scrap when I was done with it, so that's how much boating I did. Peggy and I bought a 24-foot Maxim, which we took out, and then we bought a 42-foot trawler, and then a familiar theme in all this is kids came along, and then everything went to heck. So that was the end of the boating for a while, but not really. What we did was we joined Marina Sailing, which they allowed you to charter a bunch of different boats, and we learned how to sail pretty well from that whole situation. So I feel my boating qualifications are pretty good too. Why am I doing this? Well, there's been a lot of life changes, obviously with the retirement and so forth. Our kids are now out of the house. We've really come to accept this club as a place of friendship, of social camaraderie, all those kinds of things. And we had no idea that was going to happen when we joined. I mean, we had a little idea, but here we are, and all you great folks make it happen. I want to keep this going. That's my whole entire reason for doing this. I want this club to progress. I want the people who've been here a long time to, have their voice heard. There's a bunch of new people. That voice needs to be heard. And with that being said, I'm a person who was very fair. I like to listen to both sides. I don't make judgments quickly. I like facts. I like, all kinds of stuff like that. So, at any rate, that's my thing, and I'm hoping to bring a fresh perspective to this, even though I've only been here a year. And I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Next up, we have Stacy Dobson. Stacy's not able to be here this evening and asked if I would read a brief statement that he had. Members of the Seal Beach Yacht Club, unfortunately, I am unable to be at the meeting tonight in person. I just had a shoulder replacement and am unable to make the trip in. However, I want to take this opportunity to introduce myself and share some ideas I have toward the club. Since you already have my bio, you are familiar with my history. While I have many years of sailing experience, I don't know that that is important in the position I am seeking. I feel the club needs an infusion of new ideas and ways to implement them, not tales of the sea. I was a member in 1986 for several years, and the club was primarily an avenue to race. Now I am once again a member, and without racing as a focus, I have a different perspective on the club. As an outside observer, it appears that we need to find a way to tap the vast amount of members that pay their dues but rarely visit the club. We are fortunate to have a prime location for the facility, but it is not being used to its potential. Some ideas may include more theme-oriented races, more activities for powerboaters, such as log races or fishing tournaments. Addressing the food service and menus options may also be one avenue. Since I am not familiar with all aspects of the club, I do not profess to have any immediate solutions to any of the problems that we face. But given the opportunity to serve on the board, I will do my best to become familiar with how the club runs and make an effort to improve on what's working and try to introduce new ideas and ways to make our club a first choice to socialize and talk shop and sailing with old friends. If the club offers a friendly, socially inviting environment for weekend activities and promises quality food and beverage with occasional entertainment, why wouldn't you want to enjoy your membership here? Thank you, Stacy Dobson. And next up is John Huntington. John, if you'd come up.
My name is John Huntington. I've probably been in business in this harbor, in the boat business in this harbor for about 32 years. Our landlord used to be my landlord, Bandcap. The guys are great. I know them pretty well. We've got this beautiful new piece of property that we just picked up, which is going to really explode us. A couple of the ideas I had was to take the race committee place, turn it into a bar. So one of the biggest arguments we have, I've been a board member for 2 years, we're always fighting over who's going to get to do what. You know, we have birthday parties when we're not supposed to have birthday parties, things happen. We could have 2 locations. We could have 40 people downstairs, and we could rent the upstairs. And that could be $3,000 in our pocket if we could just manage for us to squeeze downstairs. It would be a fairly inexpensive thing to do. We need a larger kitchen. We can move some of our refrigerators over to the new property and get our kitchen about twice the size it is. Right now, we're cooking all our meals on a 4 by 6 foot piece of stainless steel in the middle of the floor. And you can't really walk around. It's way too small. We can make it twice as big. Another thing that I had that was coming up, we need a severe amount of cash coming up in the future. Because one day this place is going to be, you know, condemned, taken away. It's an older building. In 10, 15 years, we're going to need some severe cash to be able to move. So we need to get it so that when people, an endowment system, so that when you want to be noted for the rest of your life in this wonderful organization, that you can, as you pass, you can actually donate some money to the club, and we can get that $80,000 up to, you know, a couple of $300,000 that we're gonna have to make the moves that we're gonna have to make in 10, 15 years. So, give me a shot for another 2 years. I wanna know, I loved doing it. This is fun, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next up is John Kehoe. John?
Hi, everybody. My name is John Kehoe. I've been a member here just a short time, since August. My girlfriend and I joined because we ride our bikes by here and thought it looked like a fun place to be. Retired from the grocery business 35 years. Been responsible for a lot of financials, profit and loss, training, mentoring, helping, working with individual departments on a daily basis to make sure they meet all their goals, putting action plans together for people, for different departments. Just love my business, retired now, love what I do now. We love this place, we've been by as many times as we can. I volunteer at Skylinks Golf Course as an ambassador 2 days a week. Get to meet a lot of people, a lot of friendly things going on. Just everyday golfing with people, having fun. We own a Duffy in the marina here. We'd like to take friends and family out on it. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be here with the club. It's a fun place to be. We love it. We get by as often as we can. We enjoyed the poker run. We enjoyed the bay cleanup. It was nice. And just a fun place to just come hang out and have a good time. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, John. Next up, we have Lori Merrill. Lori?
Well, when I saw the parking lot today, I was filled with trepidation. I'm gonna keep it short. I started 3 businesses in my lifetime. One when I was 20 years old, I started a daycare, and I kept that up for 12, 13 years until we moved. And I started a profitable catering business, and kept that up until we moved. And then I started a landscaping business, and still working on that one. So, members bring money, and it's important to bring in membership. It's important to have a lot of fun. It's important to have the parties, and it's important to update the club a little, but still would stay within a budget that we can all sustain. So I also wanted to thank everybody here who volunteers. You guys are all amazing. This club is an all-volunteer club, and everybody here that volunteers just deserves a round of applause. It's not an easy job, and God bless everyone who does it. So all I can offer at this time is that I will do my best to bring membership into this club. I will do my best to stay within budget in this club so that we can sustain this club. I love this club. I've only been here since April, but I've just had a blast, and all of you guys are amazing. Friends, you're all friends. And I'll just do my best to bring in who I can, stay within budget. We'll do what we can to update things, and you know, vote for me.
Thank you, Lori. Next up, we have Peter Neal. Peter?
Hello. My name's Peter Neal. I'm running for the board. My wife is the secretary, and we have a boat sitting outside called Recess that overheats. I've been a member since 2015 and come to love the club and its members. I bring to the table a business background, a technology background, and prior recent board experience at the club. I'm full of fresh ideas and enthusiasm and have the skills to implement these. This club's about its members. It's now open more frequently with more activities, and my vision will be to maintain and support that pattern while continuing to grow the membership population. I was awarded a master's degree in Web Sciences and Big Data in 2017 and a postgraduate certificate in Artificial Intelligence this year. I have an extensive background in technology and large and small business and have been an employee or consultant at, among others, United Airlines, Ernst & Young, Farmers Insurance and AT&T. I've owned and operated a software consulting corporation for over 20 years and was a partner in a technology company serving the needs of non-profit organisations for about 8 years. I was also on the board of a local non-profit social club for several years. My consulting company is still operational and provides support for a web-based corporate accounting system that I wrote myself over 20 years ago. I've had many jobs in programming, database, web application and data science. I was one of the designers and developers of the original Mileage Plus DB2 database system. I designed, developed and supported many of the Farmers Insurance databases for over a decade and built a search engine for a .com startup in 2000. I left AT&T in 2019 where I was a principal data scientist performing research and development for the Data Insights Group. I have many fresh ideas to help the club from a data and information perspective, given that's my background. I am currently the ITAV chair at the club, where my duties include data request, toast, point of sale support, supporting the office manager, Cheryl and Rwanda with membership database questions, as well as providing support, a lot of support, for the AV systems here at the club. I also maintain a roster. I love this club and believe it's important to be available to the members as much as possible. In short, I'm full of ideas and enthusiasm and have the ability to come through with them with a strong list of candidates for this year's elections, and I wish the other candidates the best of luck. No matter what the outcome, we'll have a strong team next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Awesome.
Next up, we have Lori Simpson. Lori.
Hello, I'm Lori Simpson. I'm nowhere near as impressive as Peter. I'm a high school culinary arts teacher. I teach low-income kids from Santa Ana. I absolutely love what I do. A strong thing what I teach regularly is safety, sanitation, and kitchen. So what can I bring to you guys? Make sure your food is safe. I'd like to see Sunday night dinners, the salad dressings on ice, our ladies taking temperatures of food, seeing them all food handler certified. I'm food handler certified as well as manager certified. I have to stick to a budget for my job. I have to budget weekly. You guys know with the increasing grocery costs, it's been a little bit tougher, but I still have to, create a great curriculum for my kids and keep them safe and create a rigorous curriculum, as well as, like I said, stick to my budget. So what can I offer you guys? I know we have a new chef, and that's great. Do we still need to be kind of over his shoulder? That's definitely where I could be of service to you guys. Keep an eye on cost and definitely keeping the food safe. And also, Matt and I have hosted 2 parties since we've been members. We had the summer kickoff party, which I think $5 was all you guys had to pay to be here. We had a band, we had burgers. We also hosted the Hollywood Stones, which I think was a huge hit.
We are not boat owners, but we are good time people. You can always sign us up to host a party, be a guest at the party. We love Sunday Curl Your Own, we're regulars there. And that's about it. So I'm the other Lori, I'm Lori Simpson.
Thank you, Lori. Last up on the directors is Gordon Stroud. Gordon?
Get him, Chief.
I promise, the clock's in just over 3. There you go. There we go. Hi, my name is Gordon Stroud. I'm asking for your consideration in running for the board of directors. I'm married to my wife Tony for 43 years. We have 2 adult children and 2 teenage grandchildren. In 2013, we purchased our boat Holly, and we have been in this marina and members of the Boat Owners Association since. In 2021, we joined this club and have attended and participated in many events. My wife Tony has worked and run the Finish Line program, and I have provision to run the dinghy and movies. Any who know me or are looking at me now know I love to cook on my Traeger smoker. Whether cooking an appetizer or 40 pounds of pulled pork, I love to share food. In my professional career, I was engaged in the motion picture industry for over 40 years. From 1988 to 2006, I worked for Warner Brothers Studios and Walt Disney Studios as a projection engineer. I was responsible for the calibration and maintenance of their facilities, as well as the on-the-road screenings and premieres. In 2007, as the industry was transitioning from 35mm film to digital cinema, I stepped away and started my current company, serving professional cinema in the high-end residential market. In the past 15 years, I have been successful in that business. We have even managed to squeak out a profit during the pandemic. The business has returned back to normal. However, I'm approaching 65, and I have deliberately slowed my roll. I'm choosing to continue the business, taking care of only my existing customers. I have come to the point where I don't need to go after everything. As a result, I have more time for my personal life and family. In that work experience, I was a part of an industry that is very disciplined in standards and practices. One of my clients, the Oscars organization, better known as the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, I have served on their Theater Standards Committee and as a vendor. I was approached by a couple of fellow club members and told I should consider running for the board. After a little reflection, I decided yes, this is something that would be a good idea for me, and I believe the club too. In my bio, I pointed out some similarities between the entertainment industry and our club objectives, specifically 3 major bullet points. Publicity. This might be in the form of a local newspaper article, an open house, signage, and more importantly, word of mouth. Attendance. I like to call it the bits factor, butts in the seats. Food and beverage. With good attendance, a competent food offering will naturally bring food and beverage profits, as well as a good satisfaction response from our members. I think I would do well on the board of directors, because the skills required are within my abilities. Having run my business for 15 years, I know how to manage profit and loss, strategy, project planning, etc. I can be a part of a deliberative body that contemplates fiscal issues, policy, and club direction. I'm very much a team player. I believe strongly that any successful endeavor is not one person's aha moment, but rather a collaborative process. I ask for your vote and confidence. If chosen, I will meet the challenge. My intent is to work to preserve and help further grow the club. Thank you, and thank you, Tony, for supporting me.
Thank you, Gordon. We next have our flag officer candidate. Our first flag officer candidate for Vice Commodore, let me introduce Sally Cohen.
Hi.
Well, good evening to everybody once again. And I'm just amazed at how fast this year has gone. It's almost over, and we're on to the next year with great plans for this club. And I just want to say that in looking back on this year, I appreciate so much all of your support, your care, your friendship. That's what this club is all about. And I just treasure so many of you because you've been helpful, you've given me great ideas, and you're enthusiastic. What more could we ask for? That great enthusiasm. Our club offers so many varied activities. If you're a cruiser, my gosh, you can enjoy, all the stuff that we do. We're still not done this year. If you're a partier, we're here with all kinds of parties. And let's see, where's Lori? I just want to tell you just a little bit about myself, promise to keep it short. My husband worked as an aerospace engineer in El Segundo for the Aerospace Corporation for a long time, and I worked for UCLA as the head of the UCLA Foundation. And my gosh, that went so fast. It was a big job. I often worked until 9, 10 o'clock at night. And wonderful Don would make dinner for me. Yay, Don, here you are. Anyway, since we have both retired, we've been very active in both other yacht clubs, this yacht club, and community organizations. I think it's so important once you retire to stay active and energetic in what you're doing and find things that you just love to do and not forget about your friends, not sit in a chair somewhere in a driveway. Don said, oh, we're not gonna do that. We went to Tahiti, we did a lot of trips, but beyond that, this club has been our center. Then I just want to tell you, as you all know, I was your Seabell's president. I've been on your board, and I'm the rear Commodore this year. I'd like to be your vice Commodore in 2023. For those of you who don't know what the vice Commodore does and is responsible for, basically that person is responsible for everything inside the club. And that includes food service, house management, membership, webmaster, bar captain, and social activities. Also, all of us on the flag support each other. We need, if somebody else needs help, we need to pitch in and do that, and I'm going to. Next year will be challenging. We'll have a budget to worry about. I'm very concerned about making our budget not overextend. So I'm gonna still work on that a lot. I question things at the board meetings often, and people always say, ha ha, another question from Sally. So, I plan to work very closely with many of you, as I have this year. I believe very strongly in seeking member opinions, because your opinions help our club grow. Also, we're not an island all by ourselves. I also know that no one can do any position here alone. You need others to help you. Listening and resolving any issues relating to the house will be one of my goals. We now have a suggestion jar implemented this year, as Jim talked about, and also an email system for suggestions. And a lot of those suggestions have come to, be a reality. So this is, again, member input. I also want to keep in much better contact, even though it's not part of the, well, it is part of the house, it's part of all of our jobs, to bring in the members of, as someone just said, who haven't been at the club in months. Why not? What would appeal to these members? How can we get them to come here? And a lot of it is by calling the people, emailing them. That's that personal contact that I think is important. Okay, the club means a lot to me and to my husband Don. And I thank you, Don, for supporting me all year long. Could you stand up for just a minute? I know you're way in the back. And everyone makes a difference, okay? We all count, and we're all capable of, everything in this club doesn't fall on the flag or the board. It falls on all of us, because we need to pitch in and help. And most of you do, my gosh, some of you do 3 or 4 jobs. So, I see this, and I'm very happy, because in a lot of clubs, this doesn't happen. We don't have a big organization of a manager and all that stuff. We have our members, and they do everything in this club. So I just want to tell you, I'm very, very proud of our achievements this past year. This club has grown tremendously, and we're going to continue to grow. We're going to go forward no matter what challenges we meet. And I just want to say thank you very much. And I hope that I am your Vice Commodore this coming year. Thank
you. Thank you, Sally. For Commodore this year, we have 2 candidates. In alphabetical order, we'll start with Laura Ellsworth. Laura?
Thank you, Joe. In writing this, I had written it, and then I realized I had a bunch of stuff to say, but I know mostly everyone in the room, so half of this is just thrown out, because you already know what I do. But why am I seeking re-election again? Well, it's twofold. I've been asked by many times since 2020 to run again as Commodore. This year, the cries have become louder, and many believe I'll do a good job for this club because of my commitment and my care to the organization. The other reason I decided it was the time, when I served in 2020, and the entire world had changed. Yeah. Sorry. I did not serve this club in the way that I expected or the way that I wanted to give it. I had to keep the club together and active and involved. I know I had more to give, but guess what? We're all still here, so we did our job. My theme for 2020 was Every Member Matters. I proved that statement without any doubt. When we were able to cook food again, we had our Commodore and our Vice Commodore downstairs and up here and making that dumbwaiter so that we could service our members. It was a struggle, but we did it, Joe. And we found toilet paper for you. In other organizations for 2020, the leadership just stayed the same in the same roles, and the clubs just froze so that everyone had to turn to serve as president or Commodore in this case. I did not. We followed the normal path as designed by our bylaws. Each officer moves forward to their new position per our bylaws. I listened to listening to what the member wants out of our club. I started the salad bar because hardworking members could not make it to the dinner at 6:30 in time. Also, the salad bar was not required by an RSVP, and that was quite helpful for the working member.
Yeah, I love the salad bar.
Yes,
Grill Your Own used to end when the time changed, and the time changed when fall came. And then when I saw that and said, why are we doing that? So now we have that year round, and that has made a difference for people that come in, right? During my time as Vice Commodore, Friday night dinners had between 40 and 80 people up here. I worked closely with the chef to provide different meals as we were tracking the most popular meals that our members enjoyed. We noted times and holidays and did not serve meat during Lent. That's a big deal.
Yes.
These are just some examples of how I listened to the members and put them into action to serve us better. I heard your suggestions and presented them to our board of directors. If we all feel there is a way to make the suggestions a reality, we together made that change. The board of directors is who runs this club. We are in a pivotal position right now. Due to the post-COVID, as I predicted, we would have a rush of new members in because people had a place that they need to be. We increased the advertising in the Sun newspaper. Thank you to my friend Stephen Remley. He was always talking and promoting our club and telling us what fun we're having at this club. So we thank you. So they did come as a result of that. Thank you, Stephen. Rwanda did her part and brought in the new members, and we have now grown to near 400 members. Everyone pitched in, and we grew the membership, and here we are today. We are right at the point where change needs to happen. With the resurgence of membership, we need to retain all that we have grown. Our food program needs to change to accommodate more than just one member style. Not just the non-working people, then the doors close by 8 p.m. We have members that don't even get here until 8 p.m. and find no one here, so they leave. That is a missed opportunity to engage our members. I believe we are all part of this special club. As a member, we should have our favorite drink, waiting regardless of what brand it is. As we show up, everyone should know our name, and it is what makes this club feel like home, and our members feel like they all belong. We want you to bring your friends and your family here so that everybody can feel welcome in our living room. I was honored to become a member of the International Order of the Blue Gavel, where I took an oath to continue to work to the best interest of our club by advising and consulting with the active officers of our club without in any way unsurpassing their authority and responsibility. I also, my oath was to continue to participate in the affairs of the club as an active member and to encourage others to do the same. This is part of the reason I am returning and asking for your vote for Commodore. Please know, I am not running against anyone. I'm asking for your vote for our club.
Thank you, Laura. Also a candidate for Commodore is Jim Nagashima. Jim?
Okay. Well, you all know who I am, right? I'm running for re-election for the office of Commodore next year. I have served over the past 3 years through the chairs. I have worked tirelessly to serve the members of this club. My record stands as one of the most productive and respected Commodores in the past decade. This coming election, we face an unusual situation with Vice Commodore McCarthy deciding not to run for Commodore. So with this vacancy, I have decided to run for re-election to keep a steady hand on the wheel. I was vetted by the nominating committee and put on the ballot. I am running to provide continuity, cohesion, and continued progress. In 2021, as Vice Commodore, I brought back Saturday nights from a dull night to a vibrant night with volunteer chef, $7 meals, and entertainment such as bingo, trivia, and poker nights. And it's a lot of fun. I fought to limit outside rentals on Saturday nights to once a month for the benefit of our members.
That was good too.
Yeah. With help of the entire team and cost controls, I turned the food program from a money-losing situation into a money-making profit center. This week, I hired a new chef and food manager, and we are going to be seeing a dramatic improvement in the food program in the upcoming months. In 2022, under my watch, membership has increased by 30%. We are again financially strong and meeting all of our budget targets. With the facilities team, we have completed several important building projects, which includes restroom remodels, new ice machines, a new patio cover, and these amazing building signs that we have on the outside. Thank you. Later this year, we will be installing restaurant quality overhead gas patio heaters to keep us warm in the winter months. And it'll turn this club into an all-weather venue. With the support of the board, I just signed a lease agreement for the additional 530 square foot office in the back of our club, which will bring us much needed expansion space. If elected, I will continue on the facilities committee to upgrade the club with other new and critical building programs. With the help and support of my wife, Robbie, I will continue to grow the club with new members, activities, and financial stability. I will continue to make the club a warm and welcoming place for everyone. My goal is to keep the past progress going for the entire team and all the members. I will continue to provide strong leadership and move the club forward next year. For those reasons, I ask for your support and vote, and I thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. We appreciate each of you candidates for your willingness to step up and help out. This is what makes Seal Beach a great club. Let's give them all a hand. Now, on a slightly different topic, before I relinquish the mic back to the folks next to me, one of the projects near and dear to my heart is the race committee as well. And not only do we have a finish line committee that is wonderful and wonderfully run, we also have an on the water start line committee. This consists of persons who are willing to go out on boats, power boats, and we're looking for volunteers there as well. They're also willing to spend their hard-earned money on diesel fuel to get out there. And they're willing to bob around for hours at a time during the races to run them. Everyone on the race committee that's helped out with Start Line, please stand up if you would. Thanks to all of you. And now, Jim, if you take us out.
Thank you. And lastly, I would like to thank Joe Yates and the entire nominating committee for all their hard work. So if you're a member of the nominating committee, please stand and be recognized. These guys have worked tirelessly to interview all these candidates and vet them. So thank you very much, Joe, and the nominating committee. So we also have an election committee. And that's composed of Donna Reed, Barbara Hunt, and Kelly Eddy. And they'll be counting your votes on November 1st, the election night. So I wanted to remind everybody that election night is the next meeting, general meeting, November 1st. And for those of you in YouTube land, if you can't make it to the election committee to general meeting, you can submit a mail-in ballot or drop it off in our letter slot by the door. So we've published the ballot. You can. There's instructions on how to do it, and please vote. Every vote counts. Thank you very much. And so with that, let's see. All right. So this concludes our October meeting. Please remember, please bust your tables and take care of our bartender. All right, is there a motion to adjourn? Commodore, second. We are officially adjourned. Thank you very much. Like I said in the past, there are smaller clubs and there are larger clubs, and there are wealthier clubs and poorer clubs, but you won't find a better club anywhere than our club. Thank you.